When you have the highest, the deepest, the longest, the fastest, the strongest of anything in the world, people become obsessed. It's not a technical mountain, it's just a big mountain. Now, Mount Everest is obviously the highest mountain in the world, and as a result it brings people from all around the world. At 8,848 metres, it's a very very big draw card. It is a dangerous place. You're in the Himalayas, you're in the mountain, you're a long way from help. You know, every beach in the world has a lifeguard. Most mountains in the world have mountain rescue. This is the biggest mountain range on earth and they've got nothing. So effectively, if you get in trouble on the mountain, there is very little medical support up there, and that's why there's so many fatalities and so many injuries that occur, especially on Everest and in the region. I set about trying to work out if it was possible to put a rescue team in place on Mount Everest that could also be used throughout the valley.
Campo Rescue Team, Campo Rescue Team.
Okay, so what we have is one of the fixing team on Lhotse fell from the summit, and he is now deceased at the base of Crampon Point at Camp 2, and they've requested a body recovery. Over. Having a dedicated team of high altitude Sherpas that are there predominantly to help people in need had never happened before. And we put together the world's first Sherpa Rescue team on Mount Everest in the 2016 season. They were predominantly at base camp to facilitate rescues on Mount Everest. The Sherpas and I are effectively the eyes and ears of the Alpine Rescue Service, the first line of response for anyone in need on Mount Everest. Joining them is our elite paramedic Jeff Evans. Now, from our base camp setup, what we're able to do is track our team on the mountain, 5 Sherpas, and when they come across people that are in need of assistance, we can track them, assess the situation, apply basic first aid, and then call in a rescue helicopter as needed. So it's all done within a very small area here at base camp. We had a call from quite a distressed Indian expedition that's high on the mountain. They are supposedly summited around 10 a.m. this morning. So they've been above 8,500 metres for a long time. And unfortunately the death zone is that. I think by the time they got there, there's a significant chance they will have died. It's very awkward for a rescue team to receive a call like that, pleading for help, knowing that if you say no, 2 people will die. Saying yes, 6 people could die. Everest Base Camp to Sherpa Rescue Team, over.
Mingma, last body, do you copy it over?
Okay, so right now we've made a decision to send our 2 strongest rescuers up towards the balcony at 8,500 metres to try and save the lives of the Indian climber and guide. So I think at this point we either bring down someone with very bad frostbite, or unfortunately they'll be left on the mountain. Yeah. At this point it comes down to it's getting dark. Who will survive the night? Are there going to be any more cases, because we have another 100 plus people going up tonight?
Base camp, Anthony, do you copy over?
Please charge the battery.
So our team were climbing up through the dark from the south summit, which is very, very high, and they were nearing 8,600 metres. They could actually hear Indian music playing. The boys found Chetna sitting there, listening to a radio. She was effectively sitting there, waiting to die. And Mingma went up to her and just gave her a bit of a shake. The body has actually basically started to shut down. She would have frostbite in all her extremities. So the only option they had was to bring Chetna down from 8,600 metres after climbing for 16 hours in their own fatigue state on they call a short line.
They then had very minimal time at Camp 4 to try and give her some fluids, some more oxygen, and then had to get her down to Lotsie face. A sheer vertical blue ice face with someone that really can't stand, hold anything or walk. Remember, take your time, take your time, take your time. So she had extreme frostbite in her hands, feet, face. She had no dexterity, no balance. She hadn't had enough oxygen. That is an extremely dangerous situation. It's probably one of the most dangerous situations on Earth. The team managed to get her down to Camp 2, by which point we had coordinated a helicopter evacuation. Captain Andrew Gutzel from our rescue team flew up to Camp 2. I think when Chetna arrived at base camp, we saw the extent of her injuries. We knew that she'd probably lose her fingers, and her cheeks were very, very waxy and frostbitten. I think it was quite surreal for her. I think it took a significant amount of time for her to realise what had happened.
8 hours in the snow, me and my Sherpa.
Yeah.
And he took care of me a lot.
You okay? You okay?
When I was thinking, he told me that remember your daughter.
Yeah.
And he just wake me up. Ma'am,
Saved your life.
Yeah, he saved my
Saved your
life.
life.
Very unusual seeing our team so exhausted. You could see Mingma's eyes, there was nothing left. I've never seen Sherpas so exhausted.
Everybody says I climbed Everest. Wrong. It is Sherpas who climb. Okay. It is Sherpas who take us to the
The
Everest.
Sherpas are honestly the greatest human beings on the planet. And without it, there would be no summits
Yeah.
and a lot more deaths. We are all grateful. All grateful.
Our Sherpa team, they managed to pull off 2 of the highest rescues in history. They're not heroes, they're rock stars. They really are. They're rock stars. And to us now, they're family, to all of us. The aptitude and dedication they exhibited in the most hostile environments on Earth, above 8,000 metres on Mount Everest, truly, truly remarkable.